All right, well, I am from Canada. I don't know, any other Canadians in the house? No? I'm the only one. And I grew up kind of watching children's television, as I'm sure we all did. And actually tonight, I'm so excited that I've got one of my all-time favorite television stars from Canadian children's television with me tonight. Willie the Monster was on a show called Out and About, or as we knew it in Canada, Out and About. Oh, thank you. And I am so excited to welcome him here to the stage tonight, so please put your hands together for Willie the Monster. It's great to be here. How you doing? When the news is all bad, when you're sour and blue, when you start to get mad, you should do what I do. Tell yourself how lucky you are. Spry young thing, singing and dancing for anyone who would listen. My parents were very supportive. They put me in community theater shows. My Tub Tim in The King and I was particularly well received. I had all the makings of a star. Well, one day my parents were driving me to my monster music lessons, and they were pulled over by the police. That's the day I learned my parents had been dabbling in white-collar crime. They were arrested on the spot for embezzlement, and I was thrust into the foster care system, but I didn't waver, no sir. I picked myself up and said to myself, when the news is all bad, when you're sour and blue, when you start to get mad, you should do what I do. Tell yourself how lucky you are. As you might imagine, I am quite depressed. I developed an eating disorder, my grades dropped, and soon after that I dropped out of school. The only thing that kept me going were my aspirations of stardom. Well, one day I was looking through the paper and I saw an ad seeking an enthusiastic young monster with a positive outlook on life. I went to the audition and booked the job. I was in Toronto the next week as the lead role in a new pilot. Well, that's great. Your positive attitude really paid off. Yes, except during my years of depression, I developed a nasty drug habit. On the first day of shooting, a nasty fire swept through the entire soundstage. The only thing that survived were me and a production assistant named Gary. It would be 5 years before any network would trust me again with the show. When your life's going wrong, when the fates are unkind, when you're limping along and get kicked from behind, tell yourself how lucky you are. Well, you see, things weren't going so well. On account of the nasty drug habit, I couldn't really memorize lines. That first day on set, I sexually accosted a makeup designer, got in a fight with a cameraman who turned out to be her boyfriend, and locked myself in my trailer. I got so upset I lit my crack pipe up and, well, that's what started the fire. After 6 months in rehab and a year in prison, the network finally gave me another chance. We were a hit, syndicated in 13 countries, 8 languages. It was great. Well, one day, late in our 8th season, I got offered the opportunity to be the new spokesmonster for an up-and-coming religion. Oh no. Well, as it turns out, this religion was actually a cover-up for a diamond smuggling operation, and I was in the center of it all. I lost all credibility as a children's entertainer and slowly started to fade into pop culture obscurity. When your life's going wrong, when you're losing the race, always coming in last, can't even look at your face, tell yourself how lucky you are. agent called and said I had been shortlisted to be the replacement host on a very popular Chinese game show. Apparently out and about, had a huge cult following in Asia. Well, I was on the next boat to China, but when I got there was no TV show. There was no cult following. Apparently, monster testicles are a delicacy in China. When your life is a mess, you're considering death. Rather jump off a cliff than inhale one more breath. Tell yourself how lucky you are. These days I mostly just sit around my apartment wishing I had balls. And I'm trying to get my memoir published, but they keep telling me it's too depressing. Well, I still enjoy coming out here and telling you about my all too inspirational story. Well, I hate to tell you, but I'm not inspired at all. You made terrible career decisions which amounted to nothing. Yeah, but don't you feel better about yourselves? Let's take it home when you left. So be happy you're here.